Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe, and share with all your friends. I'm hoping to give of the hope and with knowledge of the help you need now in these times of the strange things. First, I want to tell you my story. My story is with the many stories. I'm gonna talk in the layman terms right now so that I can tell you the story that will be more of your comprehension. I will, however, say sometimes things in a prepositional phrase to make that effect. For I am with the things of the true things, and with the usuries of the knowledge I have is for the benefit of the people, by my will of those usuries. So, my story. I'm a Mississippi girl. I was born there, raised until a certain age, and then I moved to California. After California, back to Mississippi. Then I went to Canada. In all my years, I have seen many things, and I have known that there are many things that are with happenings with this vessel that were of the wrongdoing by some people. Most recently, I had to have a run-in with a couple of very, very nefarious things with my own family. So I'm going to start my story. I will tell my story throughout the times of my broadcasting so that you get to know me and who I am, and maybe you and I can share stories of the similarities, but maybe not. So when I was young, I was very outdoorsy, used to take off all the time. I was one of those wild childs that would like to go on adventures. And yes, I've climbed trees and I've fallen out of trees and sprained my leg and played chicken on bicycles with my brother with a sock full of sand. And my brother and I used to pitch. Well, he pitched to me and became a catcher, a hardball catcher. He was practicing to become AAA. And in any case, I love baseball. I played baseball up until I wasn't able to anymore. And that was not too long ago. I think it was around the time just before I had an accident in the restaurant when I was a pastry chef. I fell in the kitchen and tore all three of my ligaments. After that, while that happened, I was living in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. After that, I had taken little odd jobs here and there. I learned many things. I'm very handy with my hands. I like arts and crafts, and I am the creative type, let's say. I venture into many things. I play music. I can read music. I play 2 instruments. And I enjoy dabbling into a couple of other instruments that I really don't know how to play, but I've tried anyway. I like singing. I like creating music with my voice, and I like also things that are true. I'm a self-taught individual, which you could say I'm autodidactic, and I went searching and find many things that were of interest to me, and I came across many stories and many things that just didn't seem to make sense. And I dug deep, and I dig deep for I like to have of the true things with my volition thinking, so that if I say something, I know what I'm talking about. So, I like history. In a sense of the ancients and Egypt, and I've liked my native American heritage. And I'm going to say it like that. That's not. I am a spiritual person who happens to be of this land, and I am not of this land, but I live here, for I am spirit, and I will speak like that sometimes. Yes, I grew up in the Bible Belt. Mississippi is a Bible Belt state. I love my God very much. And those were one of the things that interested me. I am a self-taught theologian. I followed many things. I even followed different things of the strangeness with, for example, the stories of the different types of creatures of the finding in Egypt and elsewhere in the lands, and all the different buildings and things and structures of the makings. And I like reading maps, and I like reading stories that are connected to my God. And there are many different types of Bibles and many types of legions of the following. And there are other things that have been given to mankind by the rulers that I am not with the okay with because of those findings. Now, recently, I would say, well, not recently, it's been a few years. I tried very hard just before we had our little episode with the darts and the coverings of our breathing apparatus. I had to take a trip because something had happened to my father, and I needed to find out because it was a little wishy-washy to me. And because of the things that have happened to me in my life, I will say that I have been followed almost my whole life. Why? Because of my family, number one. Number two, because my family's all are linked with military operations. And number three, because of who I am when I was born and what my energy grid was when I was born. Why do I say that? It's because each one is born with energy. Each one is of God. Each one is the light, and the light is energy. You have energy fields in your body that are called chakras, and these chakras are vessels of the Holy Spirits in your body that were given to you by the great Creator. And when you find out how to joinder your roots, the spirits of your roots, and the spirits of your branches, and they become one, you will know what your true light is and who you truly are. For it is written, you are each a child of God, and you were each made of God. You were not made with a color, a creed, a race, or anything of this nature. For each child is one in the same pieces parts of the great Creator, Father, Mother. Those are stories that I am with the teaching, for I am also a shaman by birthright. I am Cherokee and I am Choctaw, but I am also Métis and I am Pamukkeg. Yes, I am related to the great chiefs of this nation. And I'm very well aware of the treaties makings by the writings of the peoples coming to this land, and for the trickeries made with the false conveyance of the language usury of their making, for the stealing of the land, for that was with the thanksgiving of their making, for they were saying, thank you for giving us your land. With these treaties you don't understand, for you stand under what we say. This was what my findings when I found out of the writings of their makings and of the federal code and of the federal law. And I did teach myself a few things because of what happened to my dad. You see, my dad came to Canada to tell me he was dying and that he was leaving me the estate of the family. And it was with my will of the due, with my wish, with that estate. And that's when I found out I had other brothers and sisters, which was wild. And I didn't know where they were. I didn't know who they were. He didn't tell me their names. But then I went and found out. Why? Because of what happened to my dad and because of what I found. That didn't make sense to me by the words that were told me by my family. But they're not the only ones that were the trickeries, or with the trickeries. Because while I was living in Canada, prior to this happening, my father-in-law had an accident. And I was very distraught with the day that it happened and of the other things. And the cause of that was with I know what was going on then, but I didn't know what to do about it. So I was with the hiding and with the finding out of the things while I was married for over 37 years. I'm now divorced. I'm single. I am celibate now. And with the hope that one day I will find true love. Yes. But for now, I found true love with myself. And that is with my teachings. And that is with the teachings of the making. Because when you can love yourself and you find of the true love of yourself, then you will truly find your life. For it starts with the good words of the say with the self, with the giving of the good thoughts of yourself. Even though you've done bad things, you need to have mercy for yourself. And for those things I have done for myself, which I think qualifies me to speak on that. Whereas the good feelings and capabilities of the finds with the vessel. So what happened recently was with my father-in-law, on the day he passed away, I was very distraught. And it took a long time. I could not stop crying. So they took me to the Argyle Institute in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And that's why I know I've been followed for a while. I was even followed prior before that. But this one was particularly special. In any case, I know I'm going to have to end this video shortly. So what I say is my experience and my opinions are my own. By my findings that I find, I am with the hoping of the speak truth things, and you will find them yourself with your searching and knocking on the doors. Because I went knocking and searching for my God. Because I found out there were trickeries since I was very little going to church. Yeah. It's not good to find out that the church is with bad things. And I will speak on these things. But it's time to stop these things now. And to give the peace and the hope to people. And that is what I am with the hope to do. For I am Emma Elizabeth. And I am with the same my prepositional name for making of the fact is with the full colon Emma hyphen Elizabeth colon emperor I am. For I am. I will be right back with part 2. Please join me for the continuation of this story of mine.